Alright, well here's what I have for the grill. This is the original pieces. I soaked them yesterday, all the screws in PB Blaster, so I'm going to try to disassemble this now. But as you can see, it's got a lot of depth to it. I don't think I'll be able to use much of it in its original configuration. But I'll see what I can use. I definitely can't use this, but I'll see what I can use. And I'll probably also paint that condenser black. I have some high temp paint that I'll paint that with, but for now I'm going to start taking this apart. Here's something I should have taken care of before I put the fenders on. There's two bolts broken off inside that fender, and I started to try to drill it out, but it's like they're really far in there. And I'm going to try something that I do on sometimes exhaust bolts, but there's really nothing left of them there sticking out from the nut to grab, so it may or may not work. Probably not, but I'm going to try it. So in this one, it looks like it's going to work. What I don't start turning it when it's like cherry red. I'll start after it cools for a bit, so that way it's still hot. But when it's cherry red, it might just snap off. And this nut insert on the other side is turning now, so I'm gonna just hold it with hopefully just hold it with a pair of pliers and just work it back and forth. Oh, it actually worked. So that came out. So that's what you can do if you have just like a stump left from a bolt. I use this a lot in exhaust manifolds on certain vehicles, where a bolt breaks off, put a nut around it. It usually might take me a couple tries to do, but that's just something that I learned from working on exhaust. Alright, so even though I took the time to show one way to get a broken bolt out of a nut, I still knocked these inserts out just because I didn't like the way they felt. They were like spinning, and I knocked them out, and I'm just going to use bolts and nuts in that side. But so that you know that this is not fake news, that's the insert there, and there's the bolt that I welded onto it. Okay, so I trimmed this back, I trimmed these back. There could be more trimming to be done, I don't know, but the crossbar fits in there now. So I will have to cut these because I didn't measure it right, I guess. These were just so I could move the car in and out temporarily, but I will have something like this permanently down there. So I'm going to cut those and then put the crossbar in, and then start seeing what I can use of the chrome and what type of grill I can get done. But before I do all that, I'm going to take these horns out of here and paint this all black too. Yeah, so this stuff is not going to fit at all. So I'm going to just cut this along the edge there, because I know this part won't fit back there. So I'm going to cut this all along that chrome edge and right to the end there, and I'll see if I can at least get this part in, because the other part where these like teeth are, or whatever you want to call them, they would be set way too back far. So maybe I can use these but further out, I don't know. So let me see if I can at least get this part on. I'm going to cut that up right now. Alright, I'm going to start with what I know will fit. This one I know. This one I tack welded these brackets in here. This is all steel, so that I'm able to weld it. Okay, this just gets some screws down here and some bolts on the inside of the fender. Now this is the piece that I just cut. Actually, let me switch this around. Let me do this one first. So that fits. I know this fits. But this one is what I was worried about, and I can see this will not fit. As you can see, this bolt hole here goes there, I think. Maybe not. If that one went there, actually that will fit. When I was looking at it before, I was thinking this one went there, but this goes here. So I think that will work. To mount the front bumper, I cut the brackets apart, and I'm going to see how I can get these to work. But for now, I'm just going to mount the centerpiece. I'm going to grind this here so I can bend this and then weld it. And then I'm going to weld it to the frame of the Camry. Of course, just tack weld for now. And also, I need to go buy some new bumper bolts, but I found these carriage bolts at home. I'm going to use temporarily because I really had trouble getting these old ones off. As you can see, they're too small, and I heated them up and ran them off. But I'm going to use these carriage bolts for now, although they're not chrome and they will rust eventually. So here's what the brackets look like. My grinder went dead, so I can just clean these up a little bit more and they're ready to be put on the car. And once I get the right angle, I can just weld in this little gap here and it'll be really strong. So for today, I'll just have these two brackets holding the bumper up, and then I'll build, you know, some more attachments to it to make it stronger. So here there's three of these bumper pieces. The center one isn't too bad. This one I think is the worst, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to use these at this point, but I decided I'll try to clean them up. I don't have any chrome polish, and I wouldn't normally use Brillo pads on a chrome piece, but this is so bad and so badly pitted that that's what I'm going to use. And I don't have chrome polish right now, so I'm just going to use some, after I use the Brillo pad or SOS pad, whatever, I'm going to use some of this polishing compound. We'll see how clean we can get these. So not really great. Better than it was before. I don't think I took a before photo, but we can look at the other one that's, you know, wasn't as bad, but how it looked. So yeah, it's not very good, but obviously I'm not an idiot. I knew that the pitting wouldn't come off, and if it did, it's not gonna leave chrome underneath it. But I just figured I'd get all that roughness smoothed down a bit. And let's just put these in there and see what they look like. Like I said, I'd rather find like a nice grill to go in there, because I kind of like the look, but we'll look at it outside and see what you guys think. All right, so here's the look with the chrome pieces, everything in. They're just stuck in there. The only thing that's bolted down right now is the bumper. The turn signals or the marker lights, they're just stuck in there, and everything's just stuck in place just to see how it looks. I'm starting to like it again. I was thinking about going with just a grill mesh, just to give it like an open mouth, kind of like a 50s Chevy, 55, 56, 57. But I think this is probably going to be the way I'm going to go. I just need to shorten the back of the center chrome piece a little bit so it fits better. But I think it's looking good. I think we'll probably go with that. Thanks for checking this out, and I just want to share just a personal, something that I thought was funny, a personal story at the end of this video. I just wanted to share a couple of family photos that I just thought was interesting, because I was going through photos and I saw this picture of our 1952 Plymouth. It was a Concorde, and there's 4 of my nephews, myself, and my dad are in this photo. And what I thought was funny, the smallest guy in this picture, all the way on the right, in this next picture, he's the biggest guy. And he's my nephew, and in this picture is my niece, my nephew, another nephew, 2 sons, and a daughter. But I just thought it's funny that everyone always thought that I was tall, and then this guy is like towering over me. Just thought that was interesting.